What's up, everybody? Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is going to be the first video of hopefully many this season. My name is Jason, otherwise known as my channel name, The Ally Chief. For those of you who don't know, obviously I'm a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I'm not actually from Kansas City. I actually live on Long Island in New York. So the whole purpose of today's video, I just want to show off my hat collection. I'm a huge hat collector. Obviously, I'm a big Chiefs fan. We've got a lot of hats to go through. If you follow me on Twitter, I just recently put out that I recently hit 30 ball caps in my collection. Some of them are just on display behind me. You might be able to see in the case here. I pulled a couple of them out, but I'm also going to go through all the other hats that are in my collection that are considered daily wearers, I guess you could say. We'll start with this one here. This was the away cap to the NFL's 100th season back in 2019-2020, I guess you could consider that. You can see here it's got the established 1960, just your standard Chiefs logo on the front, and your NFL 100 on the back. I'm going to kick things off. I have my hats separated into 3 different bins. My first bin here are all my red Chiefs hats. After that, it goes into your miscellaneous colors, the not red ones. And then finally, my last bin is like my championship hats. So we'll kick things off with a standard. I feel like every Chiefs fan has at least just a standard red Chiefs cap in their collection. This one is the 5950. It's a 7 3/4. I have a huge head. All of my stretch fit hats are large, extra large. This is my first Chiefs fitted hat, actually, 7 3/4. Kind of similar to the one that Coach Reed wears, I guess, but it's a standard in every collection. After that, to match the away cap that I'm wearing right now, we have the home cap that matched it. So you'll see it says Chiefs here, 1960 on the side, the NFL 100 on the back. This one's made out of like not your typical hat material. It's almost, I consider almost like a windbreaker-y type material. Wasn't a fan of it at first. It does fit a little tight, but every now and again it's something cool, and it's even got that vintage green underbrim, which is pretty cool. Keeping along with the NFL's 100th season, Kansas City also celebrated their 60th anniversary, which led into this one. This is a Chiefs Kingdom trucker style hat. It's got this pretty cool patch here on the side for the 60th season. Again, this one fits a little bit tight, you can see, because I have such a big head. Most of my snapbacks are on the 2 button there, so another 100th season, 60th season kind of thing. This next one, goes along with a couple of years ago. Every Red Friday, the first Red Friday, I should say, there's always a flag, and one year the flag matched this hat. So, of course, it's a great looking hat, kind of a different look. It says Kingdom on the front. It's actually got the Chiefs on the back there. Pretty cool. I don't wear this one too much, but every now and again, something sprinkling, something different. To go along with that one that I just showed you a moment ago that had Chiefs written in cursive as the home hat, this was the sideline hat. Again, I don't remember years or anything, but what I like about this one is it's got the stripe here on the side that looks like the sleeve of the uniform. I'm not wearing the uniform right now, but got the sleeve. It's a little bit of a different shade of red, and on the inside, it actually says Chiefs Kingdom on it, which I think is pretty cool. It's different. And then even the year before that, this is another one. It's got sort of a gray brim with a reflective material, and it says Chiefs on it. Again, I think this one came before the one I just showed you that had the stripe on the side. This one's got an NFL equipment logo on the back of it. To round out my red hat bin, I have this one. This is a 47. I guess this is what you consider a dad hat. It's got this buckle in the back. It looks kind of beat up. I actually wore this hat to my first game in Arrowhead. I actually wear this hat to mow the lawn, so it's a little beat up. It's seen some action. When I actually visited Arrowhead, I purposefully rubbed the white part of this hat on the field to try and get a grass stain. It's not there anymore, but the idea was to try and have the grass from Arrowhead stained on my hat, but it didn't really work out the way I thought it was going to. So moving on to my other bins, that was all my red hats. We'll move on here to my non-red hats, I guess you could say. And we'll start off with, this was this year's hat, otherwise everybody referring to it as the Wendy's hat. This was the draft hat from this season, being 2021 coming up. A trucker style hat. It's got the NFL logo here in the back. I can see why people have the Wendy's vibe. It's pretty cool. Again, 7 3/4 like my other fitted hat, but I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Then we move on just like my traditional red hat, this one's a kind of standard black, and it says Chiefs on the back. This one's pretty nice. Something I like about the fitted hats is after a time they kind of shrink a little bit. So even though it's a 7 3/4, it doesn't feel huge on my head. It actually fits pretty good. Because the first time I ever bought a fitted hat, I had never had one before. I ordered it online, just kind of on a wing and a prayer. Had to send a couple hats back and forth till I really found out what I was looking for. Then we go on to, this is the NFL 100th season. This was the training camp hat. Came in a couple different colors, but I liked the white. You can see it's got a bit of a stripe there on the brim. Again, the NFL 100, and that stripe continues on the back. I like this one because it's made out of like a sweat-resistant material. So I've actually worn this one. I've done the Arrowhead 5K, the Red Friday 5K virtually here from New York a couple of times. And I wore this hat when I did it. Because like I said, it's made out of a kind of a sweat-resistant material, which is pretty cool. Then we have this year, or last year's sideline hat. This one's gray. It's got kind of a weird like design to it, and it's got this like rubbery patch on the front, and this space here is kind of soft. NFL logo on the back. Just recently got this one. It's okay. I didn't really pay that much for it. Got it secondhand, got it cheap. We move on to this one. This was another draft hat. Came in a couple different colors. I believe it came in red, maybe black or white, I'm not sure. But this one was really cool in gray. It says Chiefs Kingdom, NFL logo. Like the one I was showing you before that says Chiefs Kingdom on the inside. This one says City of Fountains Football, which is pretty cool. And then this one I don't wear too much. It's your Realtree or Realtree camo, whatever you can call it. I put a little hook here on the brim. It felt appropriate. This one's actually Velcro. For those of you who know me, I've talked about my displeasure of Velcro before. Not a huge fan of Velcro. This hat fits me kind of weird, again, because of the whole big head thing. So you can see the Velcro is almost maxed out on the hat. Not a huge fan of this one. I throw it in from time to time, but just another one in the collection. Now these next series of hats, something that is my favorite time of the year that the NFL does is salute to service. I've had my grandparents have served, friends and other family have served. So this is something really cool that I love every year. I try to pick up the salute to service. The past couple years I haven't been crazy about the design, so it's been a while since I picked up salute to service. So here's just some of the older ones. Again, I don't have years on these. Probably should have looked that up beforehand, but it's got the nice NFL salute to service logo there on the back. This one's a little bit different because it's got some color to it. The flag is colored. This one has a colorful or colored in salute to service logo. This one's a little bit special to me, so it's got that. That's, you know, same, nothing too crazy, but then on the inside here, on the brim, I wrote Scott Dayton. Scott was a second cousin of mine who was killed overseas, and this hat happened to be the hat of the year that he was, you know, killed. So in his memory, I wrote his name on the inside of the brim to this one. So this one means a lot to me. And thank you, Scott, for your service, and thank you, everybody, for your service. And I believe this one was the first salute to service hat. I could be wrong about that one. It took a while to find this one. I never originally grabbed it when it came out. See, it's got a different Chiefs logo here on the side with the NFL insignia on the back. This one's really cool. Recently just got this one as well. Really excited to add this one to the collection. Now we go back to Reebok. This is the only Chiefs Reebok hat I have. I actually found it at a TJ Maxx locally to me. Just your white, like I said, Reebok, and the NFL equipment. And then finally, the only vintage hat in my collection. Shout out to my friend Fake Andy Reid. He's a big guy in the vintage hats. This is my only vintage Chiefs hat. I don't think it fits me very well. It's got this cool diamond design to it. You can see the snapback is almost maxed out on it. I've never worn it before. I just have it in my collection. I love the vintage look to it. Kind of reminds me of the whole Marty Cunningham era of the Chiefs, so pretty cool. And now moving on to my last tote, which, like I said, is my championship hats. We'll start off here. So this was the first one I have. It's the 2010 AFC West champions. This was the year, I believe, our first season with Matt Castle, and we got killed by the Ravens in the playoffs. So there's that. I believe this was the following year, 2011. I could be wrong. I could have my years wrong, but that's the next one I have in my collection. Then we have this one. I believe this was the year that Alex Smith, I believe this is the year we lost to the Steelers in the playoffs. I could be wrong about that. And then 2018, pretty sure this was the Marcus Mariota throws a pass to himself Titans playoffs 2018. So not a lot of good memories with the AFC West Championship hats. I actually stopped buying AFC West Championship hats. And then we move on. Waited my whole life for this one. Conference champions. Super Bowl 54. It's that trucker style snapback. NFL 100. I actually have two of these. This is the one I wear. And I have another one in my case here behind me. On display only, but this is the one that I'll wear from time to time. Really cool design. I love the gold piping, the helmet. The shirt that actually matched this was really cool. Then we move on to the Super Bowl itself. So this is just a generic Miami. Got the Super Bowl logo here on the side. NFL 100. And you can see it's almost maxed out for the snapback. Just a generic Super Bowl hat. And I've got this one. It's pretty cool. This was on the Chiefs website. Kansas City, Super Bowl 54 champions. Got the Super Bowl patch on the side again. Another trucker style cap with the snap on the back. And then here it is. The on-field hat, the real one we've all been waiting for. Super Bowl champions 54 with the NFL 100 on the back. Just like my conference champions hat, I have another one of these in the display case for display only. This one I wear a lot. Very, very happy for this moment, as are all Chiefs fans. Then we move on to the parade hat. It's got the Chiefs logo on the side, the Super Bowl logo on the back here. And this one, even though it is snapback, is almost like a mix of a flex and a snapback. So you can see this one is actually on a 4. And it fits me really well. I really like the design of this hat. I wish they would do more hats like this. And then the last hat in my lineup of wearable hats is the Conference Champions hat from last year, Super Bowl 55. This is the only merchandise I bought from that game because as far as I'm concerned, that game never happened. And then a couple of other things I want to share real quick that are just in my display that aren't part of my wearable, like, whatever you want to call it. The ones that I don't wear, I guess. The first one was the sideline hat from Super Bowl 54. You can see it still has the stickers on it. Super Bowl patch, NFL 100. And then probably the rarest hat in my collection, which I've never seen another one before. It's actually still in the bag. This is a Conference Champions hat from Super Bowl 53. This is the hat that would have been given to the Chiefs had they beaten the New England Patriots in that AFC Championship game, or the AFC Conference Championship game. The one where D Ford was offsides. This is still sealed in the bag. It has its stickers on it. It's got the Super Bowl 53 patch. Like I said, I've never seen another one before. And it's the rarest hat in my collection. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry this video was really long. I hope to do some more Chiefs videos for you. If you have any ideas of some things you want to see, maybe some more stuff from my collection, let me know. Go ahead and follow all my social media down in the comments. Looking forward to the season starting and looking forward to more videos. See you later, Chiefs Kingdom.